At the beginning of each semester, we take time for a week in spiritual emphasis, or WISE. It's an opportunity for students and faculty and staff to come together and worship in a very concentrated and meaningful way.
And you've probably realized that people's stories are what reach other people. And so we've noticed that if we use students to share their stories, it's a great way for the other students to get to know one another and to get to know Jesus better.
I agreed to speak because I had promised God not so long ago to always say yes, and who He calls, He equips. So I said yes.
I agreed to speak for Wise Week because it was my first time ever preaching, and I knew that God would bring me a message to bring to the school. I think Wise is important for the school because it gives students a chance to hear the testimonies of their fellow students.
My talk for Wise was about rejection. I faced a lot of rejection in my life. Sometimes being a female theology major, you feel rejected by your classmates, rejected by your church. I've felt rejected by my family sometimes, and sometimes rejected by my friends. But I related that to the woman at the well, where she was rejected by just about everybody in her society, but Jesus still wanted her, and He wants us too.
Wise Week is important to us students here at CUC because it presents people an opportunity to be transparent and honest, and you realize that through all these very diverse stories that we're all asking the same questions of, is God worth it, and how we've seen God. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, and it's so refreshing to hear from students because we hear from adults and speakers all the time, but to hear how people our age are struggling and the kind of questions they're asking, it's just awesome to learn from each other and what God looks like in their lives.